Greetings YouTubers on this beautiful June afternoon, and today I'm going to do something a little different. I am going to do a little myth busting. I've seen a lot of videos online about this stuff that everyone's going nuts over, something called Seafoam, and it is a motor treatment, gas treatment. It says it'll clean injectors, stabilizes the fuel, cleans deposits, and lubes upper cylinders, and the list goes on and on and on. And what I'm going to do, I haven't seen any videos so far, we're going to run a whole gallon of this gasoline with this stuff mixed in it into this push mower. Now, I'm not just going to do one tank. I'm not going to do 2 tanks. I'm going to do 3, and it's probably going to be about 3.5 tanks of gas. And we're going to properly see if this stuff is all it's cracked up to be. Now, I've got my gasoline set in there, and what we're going to do, I'm not going to take the plug out like a lot of people do and stick a camera in the cylinder head. We're going to pull the cylinder head off first. We're going to look at it, see what it looks like. Then we're going to run this entire gallon of gas through it with the Seafoam, this magic in a can, if you want to call it that. And then we're going to completely burn that whole gallon in here, and it's going to probably take me a day or so because I got 3 or 4 yards I have to mow before it starts raining. And once we're done, then we'll pull the head back off, and we're going to get a good look at it. So right now I've got the air cleaner off, and right now I think what we'll do is go ahead and pull this head off. Let's get a good look at it before we start this little experiment. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take this head off real quick. I've already got the cover here off, and we've got some bolts broken loose. And you might as well just watch me. And I promise I won't put up a clickbait thumbnail like so many people do. And this mower runs really good. I thought it would be interesting to do the test on this one, since this is sort of my backup push bar. Alright, put this off to the side like this. And typically I can just put this in here like that. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll just go ahead and loosen the head up a little bit. Sometimes that can be a little tricky, and you got to make sure you get all the bolts out. Like right here, there's one hidden, so there we go. Now we can probably get it off there. Off there. And off comes the head, and well, there is what it looks like. Pretty dirty, oily. And we got a little bit of oil in the cylinder, and that is probably because I went ahead and dumped out the gasoline earlier that was in the tank, because I wanted to make this myth 100% accurate, so we can burn 100% of that contents mixed in with that gallon of gasoline. So let me go ahead and wipe this oil out of there, just so it doesn't smoke when I start it up, put it back together. Alright, we'll go ahead and wipe a little bit of this oil out. Anytime you turn a motor sideways, the oil likes to come back into the cylinder a little bit. So the gasket looks like it's in pretty good shape still. I've got another gasket in there I may put on here, but I think this one's probably going to be okay. I may put a little sealant on it just to help it. But you can see it's pretty black, pretty nasty looking. And if I zoom in on the camera on the valves here, we'll get a good look at those real quick. And you can see they're pretty dark, oily, and pretty dirty. So let me kind of pan back. So there's what it looks like now. Let me hold this up here. Pretty nasty. Get the camera set just right for you guys. And there is the rest of the mower. So we'll go ahead and put this back together, and this is all I'm going to do. I'm not going to wipe anything off, and we'll run this Seafoam through here an entire gallon, and we'll see if it makes a difference. And I got the spark plug still hooked up there, so let's go ahead and stick this back together. Alright, we just about got our last bolt tight here on the head, so I'll go in here and I'll kind of torque these down a little bit, get a good feel for them so they're nice and tight. And one more there. And really all I have to do now is put the top back on it, and mix the gasoline and start it up. Put the spark plug on it here and put our top back on, just like that. And we'll be ready to do this test. So let me put the bolts back in the top and we'll come back here and mix the gasoline and we'll start. Alright, we'll go ahead and put the air cleaner back on. And we are ready to go ahead and mix a little bit of gasoline here and get with this experiment. Alright, well here we go. I've got my little cup here, and about half of this is 1 ounce, and you can see where the 2 ounce mark is right there. So we'll go ahead and put this in here, and I'll tell you what, this is a 16 ounce can, so it treats 16 gallons, so that's about a tank full of gas for most vehicles. And we'll see if this stuff actually works. So we'll go ahead and open this up, pull it out of here, and go ahead and pour our first ounce in here. Hopefully you can kind of see this. I got my... Alright, looks like about... Be careful not to spill it. It looks like not quite an ounce, a little bit more. Stand still. Okay, to be fair, let's see, it looks, that's about an ounce. Okay, so here we go. Down the hatch, and look at that, it just brought that gasoline right up to the tip top of the gallon there. So, kind of excited. I want to see if this actually does work. And the rest of this I can put in my vehicle, I guess, into the gas tank. And put the lid on here and just kind of shake it up a little bit. And now we'll go over to the lawnmower. I just dragged the camera over here. We'll go ahead and put it in, fill up the gas tank. Oops. And I'll tell you, it's about 95 degrees out here today. Go ahead and let me get a bigger funnel. Alright, bigger funnel. I don't know, I have my doubts, but we'll see if this works or not. And I'm not sure, I think this is a 1.5 quart gas tank. So if that's true, it'll take about a gallon. There we go. Oops, just spilled just a little bit there. Tip to the tip top too. And let's see how much we used out of the gallon. Not quite a third. So about 3 tanks of gas will empty out this lawnmower. So we'll go ahead and put the cap back on there. And now, my friends, we are ready to begin this experiment. Okay, folks, we're ready to go ahead and start this experiment. I'll prime it a few times, and we'll crank her up, and I'll go ahead and start mowing. I don't think I'll be back today, but probably tomorrow after I get the 3rd tank of gas burned up in it. And I'm going to try to burn all the gas in that gallon jug, and we'll take a look at the head and see if this stuff actually works. So here we go, and I'll see you here in a day or so. Okay, folks, 1 day later and a gallon of gas later, now we're going to see if this stuff works. So let's tear this engine apart and see what we got. Alright, now the engine's pretty hot. I'm still letting it cool down a little bit, and you can see it here. Pretty much used up all my gas. There's not much in there, maybe ½ inch, even if that. And the gallon jug here that you see, it's pretty much empty. So it's pretty much all gone. And now we'll go ahead and tear this head off and see what we got. So let me get my tools set up here, and we're going to do this in real time. And I see a lot of, also, I just want another quick note, I see a lot of people online doing these tests with this Seafoam and stuff. And they'll put up a thumbnail, and they'll have an engine smoking, blowing smoke everywhere to get you to actually view the thumbnail and the video. But they're doing it the wrong way. I see people just dumping this in the carburetors while the engines are running and stuff. That's not how you do this test, folks. You read the directions on the back, and it says 1 ounce per 1 gallon. That is how this is supposed to work. So if you want to test it that way, go for it. But I'm doing it the right way, so rant over. So let's go ahead and tear this apart and see what we get. Okay, and here we go. Let's go ahead and take this apart in real time, and hopefully I'll get 100 views or something. Yeah, just something to do here. A real test. And we'll pull this off real quick. And we'll go ahead and take off the right here a little bit. And we'll start taking off this bracket here. Then off the side. And go ahead and pop this cover off. And now we only have a few more bolts left on this head to pop off. And we'll kind of, tell you what, I'm just going to pull this off the side out of the way for now. Pretty hot still. Ooh. Alright, take that one out. Alright, are you excited? One more bolt to go, so here we go. Catch this because it's probably going to be a little hot. Here comes our last bolt. And here we go. Let's check this out and see what it did. Alright, well, it actually cleaned a little bit. If you remember in the video earlier, this valve was totally black. Look at it now, it's pretty white. And the head, well, there's still a little carbon on it here on the head, but it's not oily or anything, so it actually did help a little bit. I burned an entire gallon of this through the engine, and it looks like it did do it. So if you did this over its life, I think it would work out pretty good. So I'm actually pretty impressed that it did it. So let's go ahead and zoom in on this valve here just a little bit more. You zoom in here, get the camera there, and you can see how white that valve is. Let me just take the camera off the tripod. Oops, there we go. Valve looks pretty clean, so I'm pretty impressed, I guess. Now the cylinder is a little carboned up still, but I don't expect any miracles. So if you want to buy some Seafoam and run it through your vehicle or your lawnmower, my suggestion would be do it over time. Don't do it just once or twice and expect a miracle. This is what this is designed for. You put a few ounces in a gallon and you run this through your engine, your car, or whatever over time. You simply just don't dump it in the carburetor and create a lot of smoke and say, well, does it work or not? And tear the head apart and check it out that way. This is not how you do this test. Alright guys, so that's about the end of the video. So we'll look one more time here. There's that valve. Boy, it's before, you remember in that video earlier, it was oily, dirty, carboned up, and it cleaned it up pretty good. And I believe that's the exhaust valve. And the spark plug looks pretty clean too. So yeah, I would probably buy a can of it and put it in my car if I had water or something in the tank, just to clean out the system a little bit. But hey, if you want continuously to buy it and put it in your tank, hey, go for it. You know, it can't hurt, and it looks like it would work eventually over time. So that's it, guys. I'm going to stick the motor back together and just continue to run that in this engine since I have plenty left. And I hope this helps you out. And looks like it actually does work. So Seafoam, I guess I'll give you a thumbs up. Thanks guys. Until my next video, I will see you then.